Hey, what's up guys? Jake with Legacy 4x4 here again, and today we're going to do a short video of the last couple small things to do to the Jeep. So namely, this video is going to be fabricating seat brackets. I figured it's a super simple kind of project, but maybe somebody's got interest in it, and it's what I'm working on this weekend, so I figured I'd shoot a video about it. So this should be a nice short quick one, and then we're going to go out and go tune the Holly and try to see if we can get the Commando to idle. So those are going to be the two things that's going to happen in this video. So for this, we got the other Corbeau seat. As you guys saw in the last video, tidying up a lot of that small stuff on the Commando. I did mount the last Corbeau seat already in the driver's seat, but we've got to make the bracket for this one. So that's going to be the main focus of this video, is going to be making this bracket, and I'll show you guys how I do that. Anyways, with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so for my seat choices for this truck, I chose to go with a Corbeau Baja JP seat. This is a suspension seat, so it's got some suspension components underneath it that'll help kind of comfort some of the bounciness and some of the ride quality stuff of the Jeep when it's off-road. These are super simple to mount, and these are relatively inexpensive seats at about $300 per seat right now. They are fixed back, so they are not a recliner seat. They don't have any fancy features. It's just a nice high quality seat at a decent price for this truck. So for this, we're going to mount these up. Also for reference, I'm 200 and some change pounds and 6'1", 6 foot or so tall, and I did get the wide, large version of these seats, and these seats fit me perfectly. So if you're about that same size and you're considering whether you're going to go the standard size seat or the wide seat, I definitely recommend the wide seats. They have a little bit wider bolster area, so it makes larger people able to fit a little bit more comfortably in these. So that's what I got as a driver's seat, and also what I got as a passenger seat, so that they match. Anyways, for this mount bracket, I've already got the basic steel cut out that I'm going to use. So we're going to make the bottom bracket that mounts to the seat, make the bracket that mounts to the Commando, and then we're going to make those two things fit together, and then we're going to have a solid seat installed into the truck. Alright, so inside the Commando, I have 3 2x4 inch rectangular box tubing spacers that are bolted and welded into the floor. And because I don't want to go through and redo all that interior work, cut out all those spacers, relaying the floor, all that kind of stuff, we're going to make a bracket that adapts to that. When I originally put the seats in there, I did have seat sliders on the old Corbeaus, but those sliders do not fit the new Corbeau seats, and I don't want to go buy new ones. So we're going to make something fit. So we've got those as the base, and then to get the seats to the right height to clear all the stuff on the floor, we have to add 1 more inch to their height. So to do that, I've got some 2x2 box tubing here. I'm trying to use as much scrap metal that I have in my shop that I can, so I don't have to go buy more metal, and just to start getting rid of some of the excess stuff that I have. For example, like my entire welding table, as you can kind of see underneath here, has cat litter buckets that are just filled with 12 to 14 inch pieces of scrap metal, like little pieces of cut off tube like this, and I've got a ton of it along my wall as well. So I like to use as much scrap metal as I can on projects like this that don't require me go getting a brand new stick and cutting down a brand new stick. Alright, so the basic idea, like I said, we've got those 2x4 spacers that are mounted to the bottom of the truck. I'm going to take this piece of 2x2 scrap that I have, and I'm going to cut it in half with the plasma cutter. I'm going to essentially make a piece of U-channel out of it. That is going to bolt into those 2x4 spacers that we have on the floor there, and then on top of it, I cut out a couple pieces of 3/16. This is about 12 inches long, 3/16 plate steel that I had, about 2 inches wide. I'm going to use this to mount to the seat itself over there, the bottom of the seat, and then I'm going to take the piece of U, take the piece of plate, make them sit kind of like that, so that the seat sits farther back, and then this is what bolts into the floor, and then this is what bolts into the seat itself. Now to do this, in order to access all the bolts, I will have to do some oversized access holes on some parts of this so that I can get an Allen key through so I can access all of these bolts, but that should be pretty simple. You guys will see what that looks like. So the first step we got is we got to take this piece of 2x2, I'm going to turn on the air compressor, turn on the plasma cutter, and we're going to just slice this thing in half with the plasma cutter. That's the quickest way to do it. And then we'll go out to the truck, measure and drill for these holes, and then we will have our U-plates completely finished. And that is going to be the base of this build. So anyways, let's get to that. Let's turn on the air compressor and the plasma cutter and cut this thing in half. All right, so this is what that lower bracket looks like. As you can see, these are those 2x4 spacers we've got here, and then this is that bracket that we just made with that U channel. This just has one piece of 3/16 connecting the two of them to hold them into place so that I know that they're at the right spot when I come to put the seats on it here in a second. But you can see what this basically looks like. I am going to add more supports to this and clean this up and make this a lot stronger, but for now the goal is just to get the basic frame mounted and fitted. So this is what we got for right now. As you can see, that's what that looks like. Anyways, let's go make the base for the Corbeau seats themselves. Alright, so this is what the seats look like, the bottom of the seats anyways. You can see here is the suspension. You've got these little metal springs at the bottom here, and that's what provides you that cushion. And then you can see you got these two crossbars here and here provided by Corbeau with nuts welded on the back of them, and they give you provided Allen bolts that screw right into those nuts as well to mount to. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that 3/16 bar that we had, or that plate steel that we cut down, and we're going to line it up with two of the bolt holes, and we're going to basically make a cross ladder like this that connects all four of these points together onto a subframe, and then this is the part that's going to get welded to that subframe that's already on the truck right now. So what we're going to do is just going to mark them out with a pin here, mark out the bolt holes, drill through this 3/16 just with a hand drill, and then we're going to go lay this on the Jeep, get it lined up, mark it, and then come here and tack weld it, verify fitment, and then full weld this thing together. So anyways, let's get to that. We'll do the holes first, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like on the truck. Alright, so as you guys can see, this is what that bracket looks like all painted up. I've got big cutouts so that I can install this into the truck. So it installs into the truck first, and then the seat installs on top of that. Not the cleanest, prettiest thing in the world, but it does work. It is solid. It's going to hold everything nice and tight. So now we're going to go get this installed on the truck, and then we'll start trying to get the truck to idle and tune. Alright, so unfortunately it just started raining, and obviously the Commando is outside, so I am unable to go out there and go tune it because I don't want to open up the roof or open up the hood and have everything exposed to the elements. So we're going to call this video here for today. But anyways, the Commando is making really good progress. I know this is a short, quick little just making some seat mount video, but it's still important stuff and it still has to get done, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Now we've got the list for the Commando right here. It's got 2 pages to it now, but we're almost done with it. Most of these things are already marked off. I got just a couple small things to make and a couple small things to do, and then hopefully this Commando is running and driving. So on the next video, I think we'll be able to finish everything up. I wasn't planning on doing this video, but I figured, you know, why not? Anyways, I hope you guys liked it. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one.